All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining Crytivo Connect. Today we're meeting with Hotel Magnate team, and Sasha and I will try to host this Crytivo Connect and learn a little bit more about the team, about the game. So Hotel Magnate, I almost said Prehistoric Kingdom. Hotel Magnate launching on October 5th, and you guys will be able to finally play it. I know there's a lot of eager fans that would like to play it, and so yeah, the developers in a crunch mode. I mean, as much as we all hate that, but like it is what it is. And yeah, today we have Toby under Mufti nickname and Brad. So hey guys, nice to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? I think we can start with Toby and go to Brad. So, Toby, what do you do in the team? What's up?
Yeah, hey. Right, I'm Toby. I'm mostly lead developer, programmer, and I'm located in Germany. I am, yeah. So in the team, I'm mainly there for the code and code infrastructure. I do have a background in programming and did my computer science studies and a PhD in artificial intelligence. And I think I joined the team in I think it's probably 3 years.
Mm,
For
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, right? But the development was mostly part time. But from April this year, I'm full time working on this project. Um, yeah, that's me.
Nice to meet you. Brad, you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself? What do you do in the team? And
Yep.
how are you
Uh,
overall?
I'm also a programmer. I'm the one who makes all the bugs, and then Toby fixes them. Something like that.
Toby makes bugs and you're fixing them.
No, no, I make the bugs, and he fixes them.
Oh, okay. All right. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm in South Africa. I've been on the team for, I think it'll be 2 years next month.
2 years next month.
Um,
Nice. Okay.
yeah, I'm a generalist developer. I do a whole lot of things, mainly programming, um, but anything that needs to be done. Yep.
Nice. And so you guys also have Jimmy, which is he might pop like soon enough. So yeah, he probably had some family stuff, but yeah, he will join us. He's a founder of the company. I would assume still, right? So
Yeah.
if that didn't change, um, but yeah, it's great. It's like yeah, we've been playing the Hotel Magnet recently. I know the streamer's been playing it as well. So people having a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are excited for the release finally after what was it, 4 or 5 years of development? Right, Toby? You would know. It's like all these
Oh,
times, ups and downs.
I am not too sure about how many years exactly. Yeah. But a lot of. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
quite some time. Yeah.
And I hope you guys are excited because it's going to be a big day. I think Game have a pretty decent wish list on Steam, and as you guys know, we love wish lists, and that's good data for us to operate to get motivated. So if you guys didn't listed the game yet, make sure you do. It's a Hotel Magnet on Steam, and yeah, it's launching on October 5th. So what do you guys think is like the state of the game on October 5th? Like, what can we expect to see in the game? Like, do you think it's going to be very polished, semi-polished? Like, what people can just expect? Because like it's good for us to manage people's expectations. It's like because everyone should understand what's the early access is. Unfortunately, not everyone do. It's like so that like the people expect game launching on early access always like being like fully polished, fully, which is I can't blame them. It's like you get the game to play. It's like and if it's not working, yeah, I'm gonna be upset. At least it should work more or less. Well, more than less. So yeah, so maybe you guys can tell us like if there's any difficulties you're experiencing, something that you want to like iron out last minute and hopeful that the launch will go smooth. Of course, I understand that you're going to continue patching it and updating it as the time progress. But yeah, so maybe. little info on the game state will be great. Toby, want to take it?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So it's definitely not polished to an end, and I think in every system that we want to have in the game when we full release, there are things to do everywhere. I do think that our current state is very much playable, such that everything works to some degree. So building system works, and you can build your hotel from the ground up. But currently, you can't build second level or third level of floors. This is a thing that will definitely come in the future, but just because of we're limited in our team size, and we do not want to like throw it all in so that it's like super buggy. We're trying to do the features that we can stable, and so that the game itself is fun and you can experience like the game without having all the features. For example, you won't have a choice of like 10 reception desk when you start the game. You will be presented with 2 or 3, because it's like you're not having access to like the 5-star furniture at the beginning of the game. So there's some progress so that you get new furniture over time and over time. So in the beginning, you're only having like the more shabby versions, and this might feel a bit empty at the very much at the beginning. So there is a lot of stuff that will come after early access. There will be things like stuff will get a bit more lively over time in early access. So for now, stuff interacts with the guests, and all of that like does the job, and they are like happy if you sell them good and train them well. But they don't get exhausted by doing their jobs. They don't like get on strikes or whatever, right? And so this core system and everything, this is all set up, but there are more things to come.
Yeah, which is understandable again because it's a early access. So it's good that you guys, and I spoke with Jimmy earlier about that as well. Is like it's always better to have limited content, but making it polished and working. Is like working like with your sandbox experience first, and then just like growing a meat on the bone kind of. Is like building more and more. And yeah, it's good that you guys understand that. And yeah, we definitely played it multiple times ourselves and provided tons of feedback, I think, for you guys. I'm not sure if Jimmy shared it or not, but yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely,
definitely.
yeah. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward on the development. It's like what you're gonna add next, but because the scope can be pretty great. The game idea is amazing, and it's very flexible. It's like you can add a lot of stuff. Like you can add like the customer moods and all that kind of stuff, utilities and things like that. It seems like the pot dudes from YouTube asking the graphics looks great, amazing, but I haven't seen a lot about like financial model yet. Can you say something about the revenue aspect of the game? So he's just talking about the financial stuff. Is like, will you have any ability to manage your hotel on that side? Is it just like picking up the prices, or is that something that coming soon and stuff like that?
Yeah, we had lots of ideas prior to today. So we already had like things like graphs showing money over time and your income and costs. I think that this is a point that we currently didn't uh, worked out too much, but
Mhm.
this will be a big thing in the end, but it's not where we're currently looking at. So um, all the cash flow system is a thing that will be designed in the future with all the feedback implemented from the players that do play early access, maybe just like you, and I think that we do not have a super clear vision on this, but we do want to add like a decent amount of flexibility and choices to the player to have a range from like the shabby 1-star hotel, which like maybe people like or don't like, to the 5-star hotel, and you definitely need like the right tools to get on to get everything running there smoothly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, we do have a overview of like how much costs a do you spend per week or per day on what. But it's definitely not like over engineered now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I hear Sasha wants to say something, ask something. Yeah, go.
I mean, it's just because when I played it seems like you guys still had a pretty good amount of things added to that aspect. Obviously, it's not in depth, but like all the stuff that you have to hire and you have to pay their salaries, all the stuff that you can increase their salaries and pay for their trainings, which basically increases the cost of running your hotel, and also all the room that is basically the more rooms you build, the more income you're going to receive, but also the more staff you will have to hire in order to basically keep them up and working. Yep. And as you expand your hotel, it seems like you guys have pretty good amount of content even for like the early access. Again, I played for like good 3.5 hours last time, and I still didn't unlock everything. I believe I got to 3-star hotel, and there was pretty good amount of items in the game, like all the bars that you can set up on the dance poles. So it was pretty fun and cool to play. So, and I'm kind of excited to see what you guys will add later on in terms of like more dynamics. Like, are you even planning to add maybe different pricing for the hotel rooms that you can set up yourselves? Because I believe right now they're being set up based on your hotel level. But is it something that...
Good question there. Yeah. So currently the hotel room pricing is all dependent on the guest that comes. So there are 5 different guest star levels from 1 to 5 star, and you can say like, I do accept 1, 2, or 3-star guests in this room, and then you get the money dependent on the kind of guest that comes. So you don't have the super fine-grained choice of like how much this will cost, but you can like design or set up the kind of guest that you do accept, and with this you can somehow design or set up like your income.
And it seems like you also have the system that I actually liked in terms of your guests leaving you reviews about your hotel and their stay. And it's interesting to see, because then you kind of know what exactly you have to fix or what they're unhappy about. And it's like layered in very nice style, I would say, because there is not just one parameter that says like, oh, they're unhappy. It's like, no, you have a bunch of them. I believe like I saw around 10 of them, which layers up like, oh, we like how the room is clean, but we didn't like that the bars are empty and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Alcohol. Yeah. I'm not sure if Toby, you're ready. Maybe you can show us some of the gameplay as well. So I know we didn't plan this, so if something goes wrong, guys, so we plan showing gameplay a little bit differently. So, but Toby will show you some of the behind the scene footage. I believe Toby, you decided to do it in Unity, right?
No, I managed to get a belt. Yeah.
All right, you're not gonna see some bones of the game.
Well, yeah, maybe we can do, but I'm not planned to do that now.
Well, yeah, to me, it's interesting. Is like, what do you think is the most challenging thing for you guys as a technical engineers? Like, what do you find is most challenging in the games like this that kind of like surprises you? Because like we have tons of stories to tell because we're developers ourselves. We're not programmers, but we're developers ourselves behind Universum, and sometimes there's things that people think like it's so simple to add, you know, or like this thing looks like so like it probably take them 5 minutes to add, but like on something that you work like for days or even weeks at times is like, what do you guys find in the game that like very challenging to solve or maintain? Is like, what's your main Achilles heel kind of in the game? Is like that always breaks or like hard to manage or maintain? Is maybe, I don't know. Brad, you want to say
Yeah,
talk about it? Yeah.
yeah. At this stage, I would say probably trying not to break save games when we change things. That's a massive problem. And obviously, going into early access, that's something that we really need to do.
Hmm.
So I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges is changing something in the save game, but then not breaking it. Like in the past, we've just said, okay, well, we can't worry about it too much, so we'll just have to break the saves. But once you go into early access, you don't want to do that. People get annoyed. Even I get annoyed. I'm trying to load a game that I saved like yesterday, but now it won't work because we changed something. So it's. I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges for me, anyway. I'm not sure on Toby's side. Probably the building system is always changing, and there's always more things that needs to be fixed. So that's probably his. That's probably his Achilles heel at this stage.
Yeah, for me, that's definitely currently the building system. As that's a system I did mostly work on and designed, and it's super hard to get a grasp of how the users or the players in the end will use the system. So I come up with my way to play the game, and everything works good the way I play it. And then there are all the kind of bug reports that come up, and sometimes it's super hard to figure out, like, okay, how did you manage to do that, right? I do try to replicate things like that, and I just can't. And this fixing minor problems in the game which are just hard to reproduce. So the game is in some kind of state, and only in this very special kind of state you need to be to debug it and to find the bug, to change something, and it's that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's like we face that all the time too. Is like, because it's not only enough sometimes to when our fans play our games is like just like reporting the bug is like, oh, this doesn't work. Like usually what we're looking for is how do you recreate that? Is like that's the most important part. And I think, I don't know if you guys agree, but like if you guys know how to recreate, like if we know how to recreate things, we can easily fix it. But if we don't know how to recreate them, it's like sometimes it's impossible, right? Like you're just like, oh, this table just disappeared. It's like, oh, okay, what happened prior to that? It's like, what you did? It's like the table just disappeared. Like we don't have code that says table disappear randomly at 15 minutes or something, right? It's like yeah, we need to know what steps you guys took before the table disappeared, because there's some conflict, it's like somewhere that makes table disappear. So that's why it's very important whenever, because the reason why I'm talking about it, like we have our fans listening to us, and it's like they constantly participate in our Discord channels, and we always listen to what you guys are saying. And yeah, if you guys would like to make a constructive report, it's like even like criticizing something, it's always good to point to things that actually not working or working incorrectly. Just saying is like, oh, I didn't like it, it didn't work. Is like, okay, thanks for spending time with us. Is like it's not really helpful. Like even though like we value opinion, but like but you need to be very constructive with what you saying. It's like and what are you reporting. Otherwise, you're not helping. You're just criticizing it, which is, again, it's fine. We're happy to have a negative feedback. It just, again, if you really would like to help, let us know what's happening, with the game.
So, Toby, do you want to just say what you just did? And because I saw you were changing the door colors, and it seems like you can customize a lot of colors on different objects and select whatever you want and basically create the hotel of your dream, and with tons of customizations.
It already looks like a hotel of my dream right there. I would leave there.
Oh, Toby, we can hear you for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, push to
Is
talk.
it push to
right?
talk? Yeah.
Yeah, right. I might change this for now.
You push it and then you talk, not vice versa.
Yeah, or this way around. So I did create a little room here for a little reception area, and hired our first receptionist, Isobel. Yeah, right. And she's waiting for a guest to serve. Right. The thing that I did is mainly coloring it and placed this little door here. The very polished name, door number 5. It's
Door number 5.
one of
very,
those
very
things,
unique
right?
name.
At least you will know when
Yeah,
the people talk about doors. They're like, door number 5 doesn't work, and then you know exactly what door.
yeah, it's a unique name, definitely.
Instructive.
Yeah, and we've got this customization tool here where you can change the colors of objects in
There's main
in a
color
way.
and secondary.
I do hope that you can choose like nearly everything, and you can store colors to reuse them later.
So you can basically
so-
select whatever combination you want and save it.
Yeah, right. So
Right.
I've saved those 2 colors, and if I think like, yeah, this reception desk here should have similar colors, I can go here and say like, yeah.
Just
So
use
now
it.
the
Except
colors.
you pick the similar colors to receptionist desk on the door. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
you think
not too big of a difference, right?
you guys chatting with, remember, you chatting with programmers, not designers. Just FYI.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've
So-
got a nice
Nice
picture frame,
So
right?
I would call it ad. That's an ad right there. It's like, it's not a picture. That's an ad. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good ad here.
Yeah.
And
So what's the most exciting feature that you guys haven't had the chance to add yet to the game? Is like, what do you think is gonna be the number one thing that excites you that's going to be added in the game after early access?
Brett, do you want to go first?
All right, Brad, tell us your dream hotel. What do you like to have? What are you missing?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing we're missing at the moment is obviously multi-story building.
Mm-hmm.
It's not missing; it's there, but it's disabled because let's concentrate on getting floor level working perfectly, and then we can go up from there. So I'm interested in seeing what people would do with multi-level building.
Yeah.
I can imagine a swimming pool on a balcony that's over nothing. It's going to be interesting to see what people do with multi-level building. I think that's the thing I'm most interested in.
What's the main challenges with that? Is that the pathfinding you guys trying to figure out for multi-level? Because like that's probably where the complexity comes, right? There's like to or there's more technical challenges that you have to solve.
Not really. It's more graphical challenges. So currently you can just see the game from the top-down perspective, and we do not need to hassle to get a view of everything. So you can easily see it, the game and everything. But if you have multi-level building, you can't see everything of your hotel, and also we do currently have little gradients here on the wall, as you might see. It's getting darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. And we need to work on this system too. In fact, pathfinding already works with multi-level buildings without any problem, and stuff like that. But there might be some code that just expects the game to and all the objects to be placed on floor 0 and stuff. So probably as we haven't worked on multi-level building for quite some months, there might be just some hard-coded places where we only where some code only works for floor 0,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like this.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And what
Yeah.
do you guys expect is like how many floors players will be able to build? Is like is it are you going to limit it or is it going to be infinite? Is like what can they build a skyscraper?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would love to keep it
I kind of
unlimited.
I kind of expected that answer from you. Is like the first
Yeah.
part where he said he's like yeah, because that will
But,
be a challenge probably, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's mostly a challenge for your local computer, so your CPU power.
Sure, sure.
And that's the thing. So the good thing is we're an indie studio, and we don't have a AAA nothing.
Limitation.
So
Yeah.
right, we can say like so if we would be a big studio, like the game being laggy would be a no-go, right? But
Yeah.
I do feel like if you're the player and you can build like 10 or 20 levels, if you want to do that and your game starts lagging, yeah,
Like it's your
I'm
problem.
fine with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's so true because like I also like we have another game, Prehistoric Kingdom, which is pretty popular, right? And their biggest rival is Jurassic World, right? Like and these two games are relatively similar in genre, you know. Well, I mean, they are similar in genre, but the beauty in with us, you guys and other developers is that like even though we're a publisher, but like we're still indie, right? Like we're not triple A or corporate entity that limits our developers. You know, it's like the beauty comes actually with the games like that in early access, with early access, that unties your hands and pretty much tells us like, yeah, we can launch it in this state and continue developing it. And if community likes it, if community supports it, we can just infinitely expand it to where we want. Where AAA companies or publishers, they don't have this ability. Like everything is very strict. You have that. You can't manipulate with that. You can only have 5 floors because after fifth floor, everything start lagging. Is like, and for us, it's like you can have pretty much what you want. You guys enjoy it? It's like, yeah, let us give you what you want as long as you understand. It's like you're breaking game rules, kind of, you know. It's like, but we still don't want you to withhold that. And with Prehistoric Kingdom, what was fun is like when we see it, it's like, yeah, it's like I saw the player making benches by stretching out the trash cans. You know, it was like stretching them like widely and making a benches out of them. You know, I was like, yeah, it's like as an art director, creative director myself, like if I would work in like corporate companies, like this is something that we will not allow players to do. You know, it's like we will not allow them to stretch our art. But that means like that we're limiting them. You know, it's like and the beauty in like indie development is like that you guys can give them tools and they can just pretty much build their own games. And yeah, we don't want strict that. You know, it's like and early access actually the great place for launching games like that. It's like if it will be a story game or something like that. So that's probably like where we will not be like super eager to do early access. We'll be like, yeah, like people probably will not come back to play your game on a monthly basis because they learn the story of the character, you know, it's like and coming back and replaying it like every month is like just annoying, like nothing new. But in the sandbox games like a Hotel Magnate and Prehistoric Kingdom and Universim, we've been doing that for a very long time. It's just fun to work with communities. It's like, of course, not everything is perfect at launch. I mean, Universim had tons of issues, but we're stay on top. We're listening to community, and I mean, Sasha will probably support me by saying that like we implemented tons of things that community wanted. It's just like tons of things, you know. It's like our recent patches is like, yeah, we just like keep them happy, you know. So that's our main goal, and you guys are heading that route, and you'll have a lot of fun. And that brings us to like if whoever's here today, you guys watching us. Please join Hotel Magnate Discord. Like the developers are very active and listening as well, and you guys can participate and shape the game in the way you want it, you know, in the way you like it. It's like there's certain things they promise, but I don't think that there's something that they will not listen to and not implement if you guys are going to be very vocal about your feedback, you know. So it's very important for you to participate. And down the road, we will try to have some close tests as well. We understand that not everyone have like financial stability, especially in like this difficult times during coronaviruses and stuff like that. And Crytivo, we're always trying to give opportunity everyone to try our games, early or later. So if you join the Discord, you can stay in touch. So that was a long
So
speech. So, but yeah, it's just exciting stuff. Yeah.
Toby and Brett, what do you guys think was the most fun features to work on a game? Because again, it seems like you have a lot of things already done, and previously we played in very early versions, and some features that they're currently not presented in the game, but it seems like you guys still working on them on the back end. There was, I believe, like with the rooms actually pricing I've mentioned recently, there was something about it set up previously. But then you guys took just a little bit different route, and I assume that because you guys working. So what, as of right now, what was the most fun features to work?
um, I am so there are two different answers to this from my side. So on the one hand side, I do really love working with like visuals. So I'm a technical guy, right? And I very much love this feature of painting stuff. Just giving tools to the player to modify stuff and just having fun. Like, this is, from a technical side, such a simple system. Not too simple, right? But it is, it's just hands-on for the player, and I did see people just having so much fun with that. And this is just the, I love it, right? I love interacting with things, or having those humans being like procedurally generated based on artistic elements that Jay, or our 3D modeler, created, and adding some kind of life to those systems is just great. So this is number one as a super fun thing to do, and the second thing for me is super technical stuff. So I could nerd out about the way that our floors are generated, and how the wall system works, how we do identify, like, what is a closed room. Like, you can you could like create this shape, and now we do have this room here, this room there, and the outer room. And I do love this kind of stuff very, very much. Yeah, please only keep the outside.
It looks pretty cool, and I I admire your passion for like all the tools that you basically mentioned that you can provide to the players, because that's something that provides creative freedom, and everyone can just use the tools and create whatever they want, and they don't have any limitations. Like, whatever picture they can imagine in their head, that's something that they can create. And it seems like your system's right now allowing that, and it's pretty cool, pretty amazing. So good
Yeah,
job on
thanks.
this one. And what about
Yeah.
you, Brett? What's some of the things that you enjoy?
I enjoy that Toby makes those systems, and I just work with them.
He just enjoys watching Toby work on that.
Yeah, exactly. See, he makes the tools and I use them. That's how it goes.
That's good. Yeah.
I enjoy actually making activities for guests, new things. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember when we currently still don't have a swimming pool in. Well, we kind of do in the game, but not really. And it was interesting to set up a swimming activity, but I didn't have a swimming animation yet, so people were pretty much sleeping and just gliding around the pool, and it was quite weird. And I enjoy that kind of thing.
I mean,
But yeah, for the most part, like adding new activities for guests to do, just seeing them do different things at different times, randomly, just because they have a need for doing something and they'll go and do it. I think that for me, that's one of the most interesting things. Probably another interesting thing that we haven't done much on although the base is there for it, is going to be like modding, people adding their own things to the game. We
Yeah.
kind of touched on that in the back end, but not so much. But I think it's going to be there. It'll be interesting to see what people come up with and add into the game, like their own stuff. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. But I
So
think.
you,
Oh, go ahead, Sash. Sorry.
so it seems like when I played last time, my guests were peeing all over the place, and you is the one to blame, right, for that? Because
giving them
I
toilets.
had a restroom for them,
You're
but
the one to blame. You're supposed to give them toilets, right? It's not my fault.
they had one. I mean, it was far away from where they were located, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah, they couldn't make it. Right? You got to put it closer.
She doesn't know how
Gotcha.
the restroom works, so yeah, I seen him doing that in office too. So.
well, at least I'm holding, and I expected the same for the guests to hold.
Fold.
Yeah. Well, soon probably we can make it so that they use a pot plant or something, instead of the floor.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that's like it's funny to see that Toby is exactly doing what like I was talking about earlier. Is like so you can because you guys are allowing fans deform certain things. So it's not like they're not only limited to the selected walls that you or styles that you allow them to have. You also allowing them to deform things and create like unique designs like you actually doing right now. It's like using stone for the wall decorations and I don't know what is that stick
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, that's
but
just a generic cube. Yeah.
generic cube, yeah, which is fun. It's
Mhm.
like, and we find that as well as like by studying a little bit of what our fans love. It's like and they definitely appreciate this modularity of the games, like the building stuff, it's like and myself personally is like I can lose myself for like hours just like it's like, it's like we're also working on the Farm Folks right now and some dynamic construction content, and yeah, it's like we all love building the house of our dreams, and the hotel of our dreams. And if you guys are giving us tools to do that, that's amazing. Is that gonna be a hat? It's like,
Yeah.
here's your and
Creativity.
I called Toby on creative, and here you go. It's like you proved me wrong right there. Yeah.
Here you are.
So
Mhm.
Jack Queen from YouTube asking, will the game have a native Apple M1 build? So I'm assuming that they're asking if there will be a Mac build. And I'm not sure M1 is that a cheap Apple M1? Um,
I don't know.
yeah. So we don't know. So sorry, Jack Queen. We don't know
I
what
I can say that we are working on and towards Mac builds. So we definitely want to have a Mac build, but I don't exactly know what this M1 is.
Is that M1 isn't that the CPU or is like I'm not sure. It's like M1. What are you referring to? Sorry for our ignorance
I,
on this
I think
topic.
it is. I think it is a CPU on a Mac, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think so.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. And Puck Dude's asking again is like, what's the status of hotel locations? Will construction sites all be pretty neutral, or will there be a different type of construction areas, zoning, etc.?
Yep. So we do currently not work too much on this different sites. We do have a vision of like this. I don't know if I've got a picture of that, but this location here is like the mountain area, and it hasn't changed for quite some while. But we do have a vision of like this path going here, and in our vision, it will go to have a path here towards a little hut near a waterfall, flowing down to down the river with a nice campsite there and something like that. So this should be some kind of cozy mountain area.
Where you will be able also to build a hotel, right? Expand your hotel, or
Oh,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Maybe I didn't got the question right, but I am currently answering the questions of like the different locations of where you can build your hotels
Well,
in.
I think he's referring like how like in the menu you have like different locations that you can choose from to start your game. But like I think what he's saying is relevant. It's just like they pretty much is asking is like, how's the pretty much the environment, like what type of environments you guys are also plan to have, and how soon
Mhm.
is that something like that will be able to be seen by fans?
Yeah. That's a good question, and I do not have a definite answer to that, as we didn't really set a date on that. Getting closer to early access, we're currently working on a list of things that we want to do in early access, and having different locations like beach, and in a city location, this mountain location and stuff like that is a thing on that map. And we yet didn't had we don't have the idea of writing that down on a roadmap, like saying at first we're doing this feature, then we're going to do this feature, then we're going to do this feature. But instead, I do like the idea of doing that interactive with a player base, such that you might be able to vote on, yeah, we do want to have different locations, and please make this a high priority now. So if this will work out and people vote like, please implement a very basic desert environment, then it's probably not too hard, right? It's not too hard for us, but our current plan is like probably more pushing towards multi-level building than towards different locations. But I'm very open with like changing priorities there. So
Yeah, we open because we're not the artists. But
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Like we have two artists at the moment. Jay, who's the full-time artist, and he does the animations as well, and he does the visual effects. And
Magician.
so,
Just call him
okay,
magician.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely
yeah.
he
So
is.
when we first gave the game to the Kickstarter backers, the first constructive criticism, I'll call it, is that why can I only place a pink reception desk?
Oh, okay.
So we were like, okay, maybe we should make more furniture. And so, we try to follow what people want. So we don't want more furniture. Okay, so Jay can only do so much furniture. And then it's like, but we don't have many animations, so now we need to make some more animations. So I think the new kind of scenes are low priority at the moment. But I think we're getting to a stage where we could probably look at them soonish, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
And
go
yeah, go
ahead,
ahead.
Sash.
Well, it seems like you guys extremely open to any kind of feedback from the players, and you're ready to work on the most, basically, the features that people ask most. So it's very good to see from the developers, because there are, as Alex mentioned previously, with AAA studios, you have that limitation where it's like whatever investors say, that's what they have to do, not whatever players actually want.
Yeah.
And with us, with indie studios, we're a little bit more on a casual side with our fans. So we can work
That's
on
not an ad for Crytivo by any ways, guys. We didn't plan that. Just
no.
say
I'm not talking about right now Crytivo. I'm talking about like
developers themselves.
right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
what Toby and what Brad mentioned about like whatever is our players are gonna set up as priority, that's what we're gonna be working on. And I just want to stress out that if you guys would like to see something be implemented into the game, just make sure to, again, join Discord or Steam discussions, basically anywhere, and just let us know what you guys would like to see, how you would like the game to shape up, because the game is going to be in early access, and this is your opportunity to basically make your voice heard and provide very good feedback so we know where to move towards. Especially as with some systems, they're still being planned on, they're being added, but like there's many directions how you can add certain things, and your contribution can be crucial for that.
Yeah. So raise your voice in case you want to mention like, oh, I do love the way you do this, or oh, I would love to have it in some kind of different way. Saying like, oh, shabby toilets are very much shabby. Could you give me another alternative on level 1, maybe?
Or shitty.
Choose.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, That's all great. Yeah, it's like I think it's like what also is like great is some interactability for the characters, it's like the rooms and stuff like that, which is like definitely comes from your artists. Like the games like Two Point Hospital and like my most favorite one, the first Evil Genius as well. It's like where you can just observe your guests doing things. It's like it's not necessarily like there's two sides of this kind of games. It's like, yeah, first is creativity when you build things, but second side is just observing what your units are doing. It's like in Two Point Hospitals, like, yeah, you're building those treatment machines that like unscrewing bulbs from the customer or patients and putting their heads back, screwing it back. It's like
Yeah.
Evil Genius, you have like some weird traps. So it's just like that is a beautiful thing, like in games like that I enjoy watching so much. Is that something that you guys are gonna step up and like for some of your future plans, is like where you will add like some more interactivity for the guests? I know they do already. Is like yeah, like looking at the bed, not getting
Hmm.
impressed. Is like what did they paid for? It's like
It's like
is like catching mosquitoes maybe, chasing cockroaches. Oh, that's exactly what she's doing right now. It's like so.
feels like
It,
she's not very impressed.
Not
yeah,
too
yeah.
impressed.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go and talk to your manager.
I wouldn't be impressed with that size of TV as well. It's like even back at that time, it's like that looks like
Hmm?
what? It's like is my iPhone have a bigger screen?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
oh, that's.
Um,
Oh, go
the
ahead, go ahead.
question you just
Yeah,
the
address
question
it.
you
Yeah.
just raised is exactly what I wanted to answer to the question, like, what do you want to build in the future? One of the more interesting things. Uh, so Brad said the multi-level building thing, and I think I would love to see more guest interactions,
Mhm.
and yeah, adding more of this Sims vibe to it, to get the player, maybe add some ways that the player can actively choose what the guest does. Just imagine that you mm, if a guest is happy, like you get a resource for that guest, and then you can say like, yeah, go to the bar, have a drink, and you can say like, everyone now go for a party. Of course, you
Yeah.
can't do that all the time, but maybe you can attract guests to do
Doing some
certain
scheduling.
things.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and stuff like that to shape the hotel more in the way that you want people to behave there. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Well, maybe
having
you guys can do it via a little bit global systems. Like in a bar, you can have set up every Friday free drinks for every guest, and that's something that obviously you will be losing money on, but maybe it increases your guest happiness.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
and
definitely a thing, right? Right. Over or underpricing objects in the bar or in your restaurant,
Or
it definitely
inviting
is a thing.
superstars, to perform on the floor. It can be like, yeah, I think the currency and economics of the game can be very interesting. It's like that's actually like leads us to the Jaquin Santana from YouTube is asking is like is in-game currency is real life alike or more like Tycoon? So I'm assuming that the question is like, is it like kind of like trying to match our real life prices, or you guys are planning to have like completely like made up prices? I think it's like it's probably more fun. It's like I'm gonna try to answer it like in my way, but like you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Is that I think having no real life aspects, like limitations of real life in the games, is better than trying to match. It's like, oh, the toilet costs $300. It's like that's how much it should cost. It's like I think it's important for us as a game designers and developers is actually provide you guys with um, consistent progress and not to be limited to realism, because realism is doesn't always mean perfect balance. It's like we know like a lot of things are overpriced and things like that, but like again, I think it's like the game designers making decisions sometimes more on actual fun aspect versus realism, because it's more fun to unlock things for you gradually versus like just like, oh, it has to cost that much because that's how much it costs in our Home Depot, for example, and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm not sure if you guys will back that up, or like you have a different vision on that. There's like that's something for you to tell. I just wanted to cover it like from my point of view, pretty much.
Yeah, I definitely would cover that. So we had a discussion lately talking about finances in game, and we had a look at the prices of our bar. So guests going to the bar, ordering a drink, and we had like $5 for a drink, something like that, 5 to 10. And then we looked at like the day price for the barkeeper and the upkeeping, the prices for the for running the facility, and it didn't work out
Yeah,
and like
I would assume you guys went on a field trip to the bar and came back not remembering what you actually saw. It's like had like too many drinks and coming back. It's like, what was that? It's like, yeah, whatever. We're gonna do it our way. Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah. So the big thing there is that you need to change the realism approach at some point, as we don't want to do a full life money system, but it should somehow reflect that you're either able to or not able to make money with a drink. You might be able to over or underpay your stuff,
yeah.
barkeeper and stuff, and this somehow needs to be balanced with like the costs of the wall and painting stuff, and so
Yeah, it's
it
very complex. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
it is definitely complex, but like the money range somehow will lay somewhere in the euro or dollar range, something like that. So yeah, a dinner will cost probably something around $10 to $100
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever currency.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess one of the questions, like question and note from Flemio Hotman from YouTube is um, kind of like he's wishing that would be cool if prices on some materials would be connected to region you start on. But like I'm pretty sure that's something that you guys plan to have, is like that certain regions will unlock you not the prices, but probably the materials that you can use, right? Like that will be more better materials, and of course gonna cost a little bit more to use. So it's just naturally probably will work that way. Um,
Yeah, adding some minor differences between the locations is a thing we could imagine. It's nothing that we really have planned currently. Yeah, but it might come. Yeah.
Cool.
awesome.
And where are you guys getting like all the inspirations? Is there a specific games that you inspired by, or you just like, hey, we want to make a hotel game and we're just gonna do it completely like our way? Because there's not a lot of hotel tycoon games recently at
Mm,
all. So it seems
yeah.
like that niche is kind of pretty empty right now.
Yeah. So for me, it's probably the games that I've played the most in this genre is Theme Hospital, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and Sims.
Mhm.
And I do feel like this is somewhere my inspiration for these kinds of games. So I do like this people running around, and you're looking at a crowd of things, and things just happen there, and you could like go to one person and just say like, okay, this is now your only guest that you've got, and just follow her around and look how she's doing. Oh, she has some hunger, but she's kind of happy with her hotel. Well, as a one-star hotel, I would probably be too, right? And then this Sims approach of this building the rooms and having your own home, having this feeling of um, building up the thing which is your own. Yeah.
Mhm. And I do like the aspect that you're kind of providing a little bit more details about the guests in terms of like what is their position, where they're working, their age. So it's like not only kind of like name and visual, you have to decide like if it's an elderly woman or man, and basically it's. I think it's pretty cool, and I like the details that you have on the characters, like with all the piercing stuff, and
Well,
it's kind of
our feedback though was there's too many piercing on every guest, and like they have like all of them like three or five. Is there any explanation of that art direction you guys have, or it's just like
yeah, sure. So we do have a system that generates the guests, and at piercings it currently says random number.
And it just set to 100,000 piercings on the guest.
Well, then you've got everything we've got, right? Yeah, that's just a super tiny system that we didn't really have tweaked too much on.
Yeah, I guess like if you want people to recognize your game, they'll be like, "Oh, that's a guest from Hotel Magnate." It's like, how do you know? It's like, look at him. It's like he appears all over.
I do have the feeling that it's a kind of unique look that we've got with our guests and the noses. Yeah. So I think our human are recognizable as, at some point, maybe recognizable as being the Hotel Magnate people.
Yeah. The Pamela on YouTube asking if this is a cryptocurrency game. No, but if you want to send us Bitcoin, we'll take it. Yeah, I like how you build the toilet like in some kind of like hallway or something, and there's like the guest sitting there and people just passing by. Like that's the beauty of this game is like you can build a goofy designs and see how like everything is working. Like reactions, adding reactions in the future like to things like that will be great. If like somebody's sitting in the toilet, somebody's passing by, that guest is freaking out. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like I'm gonna leave this hotel, bad review. Been sitting on the toilet and got interrupted by this janitor passing by.
Definitely, yeah. We do have in the backend. We do have a system for like currently you're doing an interaction, like you're going to the toilet, and you might get interrupted by doing so. For example, well, if you're on the toilet, probably by seeing another human being, or if you're just checking in, you might be interrupted by a celebrity entering the room, and
yeah, that'll be cool. And celebrities is something that you guys are planning to add?
So yeah, we somehow plan. We do have some celebrities, especially on our Discord.
Oh yeah.
Internal celebrities of our team, like fans that really support us, and I could imagine giving back some love by integrating people in the game as long as they are somehow not against this at all. Right? Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be excited to see themselves in a game, because that's something kind of very unique. And again, not every game tells you like, "Hey, do you want to be in our game? We want to add you."
Yeah, it's fun. It's like that if you guys make a like detailed system where like it's interactable, like there's a room for tons of funny setups, right? There's as like Flemir for YouTube saying is like, I already want to make a single toilet out in the woods so guests would have the lower their expectations. Yeah,
that's pretty harsh.
Something like this, yeah.
Yeah, or making sauna and then it's like across the highway you have the changing room or something like that, you know, it's like where they have to run naked through the highways and stuff.
So Toby, now my question, does this toilet with a tree under the tree is now recognized as like...
Oh, here you go. We already did that. You have to delete the one that you built before.
Oh, it's the same.
Oh, there is no toilet anymore. Actually moved. Okay, yeah. It's just under the tree too. There's some kind of privacy. It's like
under the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now.
What is that smell coming out of the pine tree? Uh,
Mm-hmm. I can't say for sure.
I can only guess.
Hmm.
yeah,
We currently only have this one guest here.
I
That
mean,
just-
even that's too much for your design, for your hotel design. Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, well, I mean, guys, I mean, I think we can start wrapping up. It was like pleasure chatting with you. We can definitely um chat more in the future. Oh, here we go. He's using that under the tree toilet. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Well, it worked.
Just
I mean, just forgot
generally
to take the
watching
pants off. I guess,
safety measures.
right? It's like, I guess if you're in public, I mean, it's better to not take your pants off. Uh, but yeah, guys, was pleasure to chat with you. Again, I know you guys had some of you guys had the call or stream with Karen in the past, as well, and we plan to continuously chat. Like if community people, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Community people, yeah, always ask us questions. We're happy to provide some answers and listen and adjust the game to your liking. So, and Toby, you guys did a great job. Brad, thank you for joining us. And
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
And everyone who likes what the game or would like to contribute to the game development, just make sure to wishlist the game on Steam. The game will be released in early access on October 5th. So just check it out and see for yourself what can be done in the game.
yeah. Join Discord and chat with devs. They're very friendly, not gonna bite you. So on the Discord channel, if you guys wanna say anything, it's a good time. Brad or Toby, is like anything you would like to address, wish, ask, is your time to shine.
Hmm.
You have
Thanks.
you have a minute. Yeah.
A minute. Yeah.
Yeah. 30 seconds passed.
Too much pressure.
I would love to work on this game for like multiple years. I've got ideas and visions of like things that we can change, we can add in the game and add stuff that I've worked on this game for multiple years, and I do feel that it's not yet a feature creep, and we could add more and more and more stuff if like uh if the game is somehow financially okay running after early access and release, then I would love to continue doing that. If you people are there, if we've got a fan base saying, yeah, we love what you do, we're definitely going to continue working on this
Yeah.
for quite some time.
And a lot of times is like, and like we never ask you guys to donate or go buy the game, right? Like we understand there's different conditions and situations in the world, but like if you really want to help a project, like as much as we ask is just spread the word, right? Like just check, like tell it to your friends or tweet, post, like tell YouTuber, streamer. We're open to give some game builds that will help us to spread a little bit the word about the game. And it's like, of course, if you enjoy the game, leave your honest feedback on the release on Steam. That also helps a lot. So if you guys enjoying it, the Steam review is a big deal. Yeah. So if you can
Yeah.
leave that as well, will be great. And
And
Mhm.
all the time when you're playing the game and when you're encountering bugs or something, use this bug report form.
Yeah, don't
Send
leave
us
a
the save
review.
games.
Don't leave negative review. Use a bug for it.
Right, yeah, that's what
But
it's for, right?
that's fine. And I'm joking. It's like we're happy for any kind of reviews. If you're having a negative experience, I mean, yeah, leave a review. We don't like that, but again, it's your right to do. You know, we appreciate and honor it. So we will make sure that we read them and we respond to them. And Brad, tell us.
Yeah, wish
Yes.
list the game. What can I say? And definitely give us feedback. Feedback is key in early access. What do you want from the game? What do you want us to do? I think that's very important. Like Alex says, even negative, tell us so we can fix things. That's important to us.
Yeah. Mm. Good job, guys. Thank you very much. Just like we really appreciate you and enjoying our partnership with you guys. It was like a very great journey. We've been with you for a while as well, and finally our baby is going to see the light. It's like
Yeah.
again, it's a first game that you guys are going to release on the market. So and I hope that you will continue making this game better and introduce us to new journeys as well with the new games. So thank you guys very much, and yeah, wish everyone great weekends. Stay healthy, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.
See ya.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.